Welcome, friends. This is Emmy. I'm so excited to be with you today. You're on Zen with Emmy on the YouTube channel, and I have a wonderful lesson for you today. Real excited to share. Oh, by the way, I'm a CZT, which means Certified Zentangle Teacher. I trained along with many wonderful people in Rhode Island a few years ago, and I'm also a retired public teacher. More about that later. So, let's get started. These are the things that I think you're going to want today. You're going to want a pen, maybe a 005 if you have it. That's a pretty fine point. You will probably also want your 01 or whatever pen you have handy. We're going to need a pencil, and we're going to need a blender stump, or of course if you don't have one, just use your finger. You may choose to use this today. This is an X-Acto knife. You may choose to use this, so grab it in case you do want one. So put me on pause while you get a chance to do that. And then I am going to use color today. Woohoo! I don't get to use color that often. These are Prismas. I'm going to use a yellow. I plan on using a red. Scarlet Lake is the one I have here, but any red pencil you have will be fine. I plan on using my orange, the Prisma color, and then I'm going to use this gorgeous green, which is called True Green in Prisma color. And I'm going to use that yellow with the green to blend the two together. The supplies you're going to use today are these. You're going to use one piece of paper, or I would prefer you used cardstock, just so that you can save your work. And especially if you decide to do color pencil with me, a nice grade of paper is going to work so much better. So either 9 square centimeters or 3.5 squared. And the other one you're going to want is a 5 centimeters squared or 2 inches. And then we have 2 patterns we're going to work on today that I'll be showing you. So these are the 2 tiles that I'm going to use. And this is where we're going. I can't wait to show you. Shout out to my friend Linda in Georgia. She's the one that introduced me to this very fun thing, and I have done it pretty close to what you did, Linda. So anyway, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you want to make another one. So today I had to make something for my friend Kathy, who was going into some surgery, so I thought this would be fun to make for her. While I was doing it, I thought, well, why don't I just share with everybody? Maybe you'd like to see it too. I've got another one in a different shade. Now, if you don't want to use an X-Acto knife and cut this out, you can just go around here like this and put the words right in here and send it off. What a pretty message this will be for somebody, whether it's a birthday or a get well or any which thing you like. There's another one. I think this is so much fun and easy to do. Let's begin. I have my handy chocolate. I also have this mint, just in case I feel I need it. And once in a while, especially today, I might think I will need this eraser too. Not positive. So I already went ahead and laid this out on here. All I did was trace this on this small bijou tile. It's called in Zentangle. I traced that on already, and now I'll set that aside. And when I've got that all ready, the next thing I'm going to do is show you how to do Toodles. And then we will lay that in the corner here. Toodles is very fun. I think it's one of the most fun patterns. I'm always wanting to show it to you. I think I'd rather have a side that doesn't have too much on it. Look at this. I'm going to make a long stick and come back on itself and then tie it right back in. I'm going to make a kind of a crescent or a comma out. And I'm going to make another comma out and have a little orb like that. Now, starting at the top, I'm going to come out super wide, and about halfway between the ball on the end and this end, I come back in like this, and then on the other side. Now, I'm a fan of wonky style, so if you want to do that with a variation, I would just love to see it. No problem. That's Toodles. The other one that we're going to do is Flux. Flux is going to be quite large this time, like this. And then I'm going to put a treatment in the middle, which Zentangle likes to do and suggests that we might enjoy doing. And that's flux, and I'm going to make that into a real fun thing today. So I'm going to grab my pen, whatever pen I want, and I need to be sure to go over the edge of this, inside both. See how I've gone inside of these? But I did just lay that other paper on with pencil. I'm going to start with Toodles. I'm going to start out here with Toodles, and I'm going to come in and back out. From the bottom, out, like that. And then to the other side, big comma, tie it off. Fun pattern, huh? From the top, out, back in, out, and back in. And then I'm going to make a couple of small ones around. We'll need to use that treatment go behind when we do this so close together. This one is not. Maybe it might, my eyeball says it goes under here. It might come out here. From the top, make a lazy and out and back. Oh, isn't that sweet? And now let's make another one coming out of here. Coming out and here. From the top, wide, go behind and there. Again, out, wide, go behind. Oh, it's so pretty. I hope you like it too. There's a treatment that I will do at the bottom here because it'll replicate and help me carry color to the other side, and it's just a bit of a mini flux. Do you have to do that? No, it's just so cute. I couldn't help it. All right, let's get ourselves to the exact opposite side, and I'm going to do those giant flux leaves. I'm going to have a little bit of a middle here. Now make 3 or 5, whatever you like. Odd numbers are always so interesting in Zentangle. Coming out from here and going in, back out, and then come in here for a treatment. And let's go all the way around. Coming out, back in, kind of thick. And again. See how it has the effect of spinning? That's really what I'm trying to do here, is go for that effect where it's spinning. Well, I don't know how many it's going to take. It's going to take as many as it does, right? This time it takes this many. Next time it might take a different amount. And you can see now why I'm going to need the eraser, because I'm going to be cutting out here and cutting out here. So I will want to get rid of those. But before I do, I'm going to put some orbs in, and I'm going to make them a little bit substantial. I'm going to do it on this side too. The odd number 3 is interesting in Zentangle. But of course, you're welcome to make as many or as few as you like. And you notice I'm leaving these two sides completely open. Really beautiful. I'm going to cap my pen, and I'm going to get my eraser, and I'm going to erase what I have in here. Normally, I wouldn't bother, but I really think that that might interfere with my color pencil that I have. This is just a gum eraser. If you have a pink pearl, that will work too. If you were I try to work quite dark so that you can see it on the camera, but if you were a lucky girl or boy and you worked very lightly, you won't need to worry about that. Now, as I mentioned, you might choose to write your friend's message right in here, or you might choose to leave it blank. I really quite like this blank one too. No rules. Make it the way you see. And then I just can't seem to get that one little spot out. Come on. There, that's better. Alrighty. I'm going to go right over to color now. This is such a simple pattern, so easy to work with. Grab your three, your orange and your yellow and your red. If you're going to follow along with me with color, and I'm going to do the Toodles in color today. And to do that, we're going to have just a bit of a color lesson before we get started. I think we'll just turn this paper over because this is the same weight. I'm going to use the orange to show you. Every color pencil you have has three shades. It has a light, it has a medium with medium pressure, and it has a very dark shade with dark pressure, heavy pressure. So you are able to get three colors out of each one, and this has quite a lot of pigment. The oranges and the reds, of course, a lot more than the yellow does. So first thing I'm going to do is in circular motion, I'm going to go all over this pretty Toodles pattern. You see I'm working quite quickly. I'm going over every bit of it with yellow. But I'm working very lightly now. And I don't know if you can tell that I'm working lightly or not, but I am. Okay, switching to my orange. And what I want to do is just go over this lightly, and I'm not going to go all the way to the tip. I'm just going to go all out through the middle of this fun Toodles pattern. Not much on this one to do. You also notice I'm not doing anything with the yellow in the middle on this one, but now I've blended two colors. So I'm going to go to my red now because I want the top of this. I want to have my pencil nice and sharp because this is quite a tight little spot here that I'm working on. And I'm going to carry that red down through the yellows and the oranges. And it should kind of float on the top. I am so not happy with how sharp this is. It has to be a little sharper in order to be able to get in these little tiny spots I have, especially on these small ones. Trying to leave my yellow in the middle, but I want that hot red at the top, the tip. All right, now I've got that. I'm pretty happy with it, but I want to blend some more color here. I'm going to go back to my first color, my yellow, and I should be able to push this around a little more now. I'm using a medium pressure of my yellow. You see how that's pushing now? The red is starting to push into the yellow and the yellow into the red. Again, I am using a circular motion. I'm being trying to be pretty careful here though, and trying to get all of these little divots that are underneath the color on the paper out. Let's come back in with the orange again now. Starting to really look pretty. So I had the orange, if you remember, right here. And you know, you can go over this and over this and over this, and it's going to continue to just be gorgeous and get prettier and prettier as it starts to float on your paper. Just trying to leave a little bit of yellow in the middle and at the bottom. Always in a circular motion. And now to the red. There's a lot of pigment in this red. I don't need to use a ton of it. I'm going to have to start being a little bit careful here because it's going to start making a line. The red is going to make a line because of the amount of pigment. So I really don't have to work heavy with the red like I do with the yellow and maybe the orange a bit. I'm not sure about that. I just don't want any lines. I will try to work those out. Oh, fun. One last time. Let's do some yellow. Isn't this pretty? I just can't believe what you can do with some color, a little bit of time. As you can see, I am working quite heavy with the yellow now because I want to have that color just float. I want the red to go into the orange, go into the yellow. Ooh, is this pretty? I hope you like it. Anyway. And this is quite light now in the middle. I'm so happy about that, actually. I want that to be light and to stand out. Now, you might wonder why I didn't do anything with this. And that's because I'm going to save it for the green. So I've got my green here. And what I'm going to do is, well, I think I'd rather start with yellow again because I am going to use yellow, but I can put my orange and red aside. At the base, I'm going to do yellow. I'm also going to do yellow at the base on this side. Circular motion. Always easier to do if I keep my work in front of me. And then from the yellow, I'm going to go right into the green. Ooh, is this pretty? No matter what color you chose, it's going to be gorgeous. So have faith. Sharper your pencils are, the happier you're going to be. And I'm talking to myself here, so let's sharpen this up more. There you go. These little spaces are too small not to have a super sharp pencil. And I started this yellow here too. Add a little green and back to yellow. You notice I always keep my two pencils in my hand, but I am definitely creating a third turquoise color here that is quite pretty. But I think I'm going to have to sharpen this again or I'll never get into all these little corners I have. Nice. Push, Push the green around, push that. Oh my goodness, it just becomes creamy looking, doesn't it? Oh, I love it. I hope you love yours. I hope you're able to do this too. And because I can, I think I'll go around and pick this up again, this green, and maybe just see what I can do about darkening it a little bit on the tips of each of these pretty petals. So pretty. Anybody'd love this nice card from you. Or get a stand and put it on it to show yourself and your friends what it is you've been working on. Now I'd like to take a minute. I'm going to do two things. One thing is I want to go around this area here where I penciled in that smaller tile, the 2-inch tile that I'm going to do. All I'm going to do is a very dark line in pencil. And I also want to add a little bit of shading here on one, see, just a small smile in the corner of each of these orbs that I laid on here already. Just a small smile. You'll see what we're going to do with them in just a minute. There. I'd also like to go around this with my pencil and give it the illusion of being raised up a little bit here. And I can do that by going around. This won't matter as much because it won't matter, at least if you're cutting this out. If you're not cutting this out, then no worries. It's such a small surface, though, you probably will want to grab your X-Acto knife if you have one. That is going to be okay. I think it's important to get the shading right through this color. And you see I'm just laying my pencil on its side, using it as a graphite tool, not as a pencil this time. Get some shade here. And I don't know if this will show up, but I'd like to have a little bit of shade on the inside of this Toodles pattern here at the bottom, where they kind of look like eyes. Do you think too? Okay, do you see I missed that? That's making me crazy. I gotta fix this. Completely forgot about that. Alrighty, get your blender stump if you have one handy. You can start anywhere you like. I am not going to push and diffuse this time. I'm just going to smudge and push it around. Take care of all the Toodles first. It's fun, isn't it? I never get enough of color. But Zentangle is not known for color. Now, look what I'm going to do with these little guys. I'm going to smudge them. And I have to get rid of this. I have way too much shading on here. So I'm going to get rid of it on here. I'm going to do it again. You get so much shading, it just gets out of control. There. I think I'm going to come back in here with a little graphite in the middle of each of these flux pattern that I have, because I'd like that to stand out a little bit more than it does. There, it gives it a much more of a depth, I believe. Alrighty, how pretty is this? I am going to shade along here. Depends on how you use this, how important this is. But you might decide to write on it, and you might not. I'll leave that part to you and your call. Oh, it's so pretty. So if you decide you want to put another tile in here with a message, this is what you do, or you could actually do it that way too, on an angle. You can see how I just cut this out here and slid this pattern right into it. And this is my get well to my friend Kathy. I'll leave you with a happy birthday. Thank you, Linda, from Emmy. I appreciate it. Appreciate you sending me this. And please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I enjoy having you here, and if you let me know what you like, then I can do it again. So I enjoyed the day, and I hope you did too. Bye.